All right. So now that we've gone through week 3, you've gone through the summary as well. Let's do some review and reflection and also go into some business application that you can start applying. And then obviously finish off with the quiz before we go on to module 4. So, right now, I just want you to have a think about Socratic questioning and if there's anything that is confusing you right now. I know there's probably a lot of questions with this and may have overwhelmed you with the variety of questions and how important they are. But this is just the beginning phase of introducing you to the Socratic method. And if there's something that's pertinent, let's go through it together on our call. I also want you to think back of maybe when you've used Socratic questioning in the past, whether you've consciously done it, maybe you've learned about this in a psychology course in the past or in your coaching practice, or maybe have you used it without even knowing? Let's kind of reflect back maybe in the past week or month or year that you realize that, yeah, you know what, you were using some really good higher level thinking questions. And I also want you to evaluate your progress and how you're going to implement that. So, one being reviewing your coaching sessions. So, there's a few ways that we can monitor this progress, whether it's taking notes after and using the rating scale that I showed you guys, just marking yourself 1 to 10, or is it recording some of those calls, especially if you're doing it on Zoom? It's a perfect way just to ask them, hey, can I record this so that you can always go back to it? I find some clients are really open to that. Some aren't, but you have to ask their permission. But that's a great way to, watch yourself progress as a CBT fitness health coach, and a really good way for me to gain access as well to help maybe suggest a few ways as you're continuing on in this coaching process and learning CBT. When it comes to business application, I know that you guys have your assignment to do. And I also want you to make sure that when you're doing that and filling out the assignment, let's apply that to your business. So let's use the 7 question tool with 2 people, whether it's your clients or family or friends. If you're not there yet, let's try and implement that and see how you feel and what revelations pop up. Try using the downward arrow technique if you can. We are going to go into it in further detail in another course module later on, but try and tackle it and see how you feel and see if there's any core beliefs that pop up. I also want you to look for literature outside of this course that will help you develop your Socratic questioning resource. There's a ton of information about good questioning that you can search online. And even so with yourself, you could delete and add questions that are part of your resource that suit your coaching style or your client niche. So, depending on the age of your client, their demographic, you might have different types of questions. Especially if you work with kids, your questioning is going to be a little bit different than adults. It still can be higher thinking, but your wording is going to be different. So let's just kind of create questions that are pertinent to your niche. And if you have quite a few, well, you're going to create quite a few resources depending on the clientele that you have. And your bonus is let's try and complete your first CBT fitness coaching session with a friend, with a family member. You know, I know it's scary to think, I just don't know the information yet. I'm scared to try. And it is scary. But, jumping straight in, taking that risk and, applying yourself now is going to help you long term. And just bite the bullet, get the first session out. Even if we can't fill out that blueprint, obviously we haven't gone through the information, let's see what we can do. And by the time that you learn all this information, the first session is not going to be as scary.